Damn, I don't think the mic's picking it up, but it's fucking Doja Cat Kiss Me More right now. That shit is a bop still. Yeah, they did their shit on that. Yeah, welcome. It's the Slops to the fucking saloon. Damn, I just cracked my fingers on the mic and shit. Um, Welcome to the New Year's 2024. What it do? What it do? Happy New Year's, man. I'm a little excited for this year. It's fucking Kobe year. That's the name of the episode as well. Kobe year, 24. Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. Well, anyways, I'm gonna skip that rest in peace part, but yeah. Oh, terrible. That's a terrible beginning. I'm so sorry. Kobe year. We're gonna talk about how we're gonna have to get gritty this year, man. We gotta get fucking not like the dance. Actually, put some freaking elbow grease in. The first, always what we drinking. I got lazy this week. We running it back with the Tito's. I finished the cran apple and stuff, so I don't got the bottles to show. It's the same drink from last week. Opa toast, salud. You know what to do. Why'd I say you know what to do twice in like 5 minutes? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I had Brugal Extra Viejo, extra old, aged, whatever the fuck, for New Year's at my uncle's place. That was very fun. But that rum was very good. Brugal Extra Viejo. I'll tell you how to look that. I'm gonna find that for next episode actually, but I recommend that to y'all. That is very good. Shout out, no shout out to being a fan of a sports team. Like, I don't know. You really go through your ups and downs just because a group of men. It's kind of weird. Well, I mean, at least I do, but I didn't formulate that right. Like, being a fan of a team is kind of crazy if we really think about it. Like, you're gonna let like a group of men or a whole organization full of other people that you can't control anything of, like, kind of dictate how your evening's gonna go. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, I envy fans that don't get that emotional. But I don't know if I would call you a fan. Like, that's personal. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to attack your fanship just because you don't get emotional about your team. But that to me is what being a fan of your team is. But really, what made me think about this was I have these two coworkers, and one of them has done fantasy for the second year. He did very good his first year. This year had a bit of a lull, but that's normal, man. Like, this year was fucking tough, like I said. I think he almost made playoffs, so like he was in it till the last week or some shit like that. So had a good year, not a bad year. But he's not a fan of a team. Like, 2 years in a row, I've tried to question him throughout the season, and he won't commit to a team. Like, or or a team won't pull him in. Like, I don't know. Like, I chose to be a Commanders fan / Redskins back then. Like, my older cousin doesn't remember this. I've tried to bring it up a couple times, but we made a bet. 2013, I think it's the year the Seahawks won. I must be, but it was Redskins. I'm pretty sure it's Redskins Seahawks. I don't remember if it was at Seattle. I'm pretty sure it was in DC or in Virginia, whatever. And RG3 was coming off the knee injury. Obviously, we wouldn't be in playoffs in 2013, whatever, without RG3. He had his knee real messed up all year. And I watched a couple Seattle games, and they had this, like, safety. At the time, I really didn't know who he was. Like, it was just, he had a black face, man. It was like black, like, I don't know what those are called. The fucking face. Like, I know he had the glasses. The glasses were black and the face mask were black. That was crazy. And he was just scary looking. Cam Chancellor. I later on knew the fridge he was and how good he really was. But at the time, I was scared of him. I didn't even know about the Legion of Boom or nothing. It wasn't too crazy into other teams or like into the full football realm at that point. But yeah. And all I had in my pockets were $24, and I was being cocky. I was like, "Yeah, I bet you the Redskins will beat the Seahawks," and I put all I had on it. I lost all I had on it, so I became a fan of the Commanders, Redskins. Like, I don't know. After that, I learned Jordan Reed and stuff. Like, then I became an emotional fan. Like the Red Sox. Yeah, that's me and my dad share that, so that's fucking cool. And they just had a bunch of good Dominicans like Pedro Martinez. They had David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, Julio Lugo, um, Julian Taveras. I'm missing William Opeña. Like, even though he was trash, like he was kind of fun on the team. There's a bunch of other Hanley Ramirez. Man, I'm missing a lot of them. Yeah, but those in particular made me a fan of the Red Sox. Like Dustin Pedroia, Mike Lowell, Beckett, Schilling, and that started from childhood. So like I that's an emotional time. Like I don't know how people can't follow a team. How can people follow a team from childhood to adulthood and like not feel some type of way when they make bad decisions or on the field or off the field? That's just, to me, that's what co-enhances with being a fan. And another reason why I'm bringing this up is finally, as a Michigan fan, I have something to root for. Yeah, I became a fan of theirs when Trey Burke, Glenn Robinson III was on the team. Tim Hardaway Jr. was in school, and they went to the championships and lost to Kansas. I didn't have an actual bet, but I put a no mental bet. Michigan was gonna win. Trey Burke was nasty in college, and I had just seen Kemba do it, so I was like, "Yo, this little man's about to do it too." He didn't do it. But yeah, they finally are going to the college football championship. I'm so freaking excited. We beat Alabama. That is nuts for people who aren't that crazy into college sports. Like, I mean, people know about Alabama football, but yeah, like it's not their best year. I ain't gonna lie, but they caught fire at the end of the year, and they went into playoffs pretty hot. I'm a bystander. Like I wasn't watching every game. I ain't gonna lie, but from watching ESPN every day, I mean, I know they gas people up like crazy, but yeah, they caught fire, and and we beat them. That's crazy, and we're in the championship. That's crazy. We got to win one because Ohio won one, like back with Zeke. I think they won two, but still, you got to catch up to Ohio after. You can't let them pass you by. Yeah. So shout out to sports. Being a sports fan. In terms of the new year, this year I don't want to set any resolutions. I did okay with my resolution from last year, like trying something new every week. I did lose count. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pay attention for a while, but for like 3 or 4 months, like I was on it. I think it was like March or April where I really didn't pay attention to it more anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I totally lost where I was. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, New Year's resolutions. But yeah, this year I'm trying to get away from it. I'm just trying to like try shit out. Like I'm not setting an actual goal for myself anymore. I don't know. At least not right now. I just want to at least try things. I feel like last year I handicapped myself. Like even when I stopped recording the podcast, like I just stopped trying. I'm not gonna, yeah, and I don't want to do that anymore, or at least I'm gonna try not to do that anymore. So I'm just gonna try stuff. Like this year, weirdly, I like my Instagram's been full of bread making videos. Like the algorithm is nuts. I watched some like 2 weeks ago, and really like every morning I'm just watching how to make bread. And I want to make my own sourdough this year. At least one time. I don't even like sourdough that much, but the videos just looks phenomenal. They look so cool. I think it'd be cool to make my own sourdough bread. So I'm going to try to do that. We got no one in the chat so far, but hopefully I know gangs, they're playing Warzone right now, so I don't expect anyone to hop on, but hopefully the chat gets lit up so we can go back and forth. What are resolutions opposed to delusion? Again, the awkward silence is me taking a drink. This is the Slop Saloon. You know, we always got to have a drink. We always got to be drinking. I know it's a Tuesday, but, you ain't going to get too drunk, and we're young still, so fuck it. And even if you got a little age on you, man, once a week, get a little crunk with Justin, bro. Pause. Resolutions versus delusion. I keep using resolution just, most people know what resolution is, so we'll just keep it a general term. But I think resolutions are things that like are actually attainable, opposed to goals that you just want for life, but you're trying to push. You're trying to set a window to it, opposed to you know like giving yourself room for failure, not or just setbacks, not necessarily failure, but you know what I mean. Like a resolution would be instead of saying you want to save $1 million, giving yourself an actual number. I want to save 5K. I want to save 10K, 30K, whatever the number may be for you. 2K, $500, bro. It's tough out here. Everything's mad expensive. But setting something like that, opposed to telling yourself, I want to save. Like obviously, you want to save to buy something. We all or purchase or own something. But you may not be able to do that in a calendar year given the cost of life, and wanting to live, going out to drink, restaurants, buying yourself threads, clothes. Sometimes you have to, and sometimes you just, you want something new. And you got to give yourself room for that, or like your car, There's just a lot of expenses out here. A lot of it can be unaccounted for. I know that's a setting with money. So that's very leaning towards resolutions instead of delusion. But like setting yourself like weight change, or if you set it you too far, if you, I'm not trying to say you can't like that you shouldn't or you can't achieve crazy weight changes within a year, because you can for sure, but it will take a toll on your body. A lot or a little depending on who you are, obviously, but oftentimes it's not going to be a great toll. Like it's going to take a great toll on your body. Big change like that is hard on the body or even on your mind. But yeah, like setting yourself up for failure there, like that's not cool. You should just set a goal where you at least just try try to eat cleaner, or try to get more exercise in some form, like going on walks or whatever the case may be. It don't have to be that crazy, but at least to me, giving yourself something that you can try is better for you, and it'll make you feel good. I mean, I'm not no therapist or nothing, but when you achieve things, you feel good. I don't know. Like my butt cheeks right there. It's crazy. I don't think that was my butt cheeks. That was way too circular. But yeah, stuff like that. To me, that would be resolutions, or like even the beginning of this year. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a delusion. I think just delusion is setting yourself up for a lot of setbacks. Another question that I kind of came up with, or that I did come up with, is I'd be wondering why people why we have such similar resolutions. Like we all want to, or not we all. Fuck it. I'm a generalize. Fuck out of here. We all want to do something to our bodies, or shout out y'all if y'all really don't have like a sliver of like body dysmorphia, but that's everyone wants to make a change. Like I want to grow my hair out more, grow a beard, or put on 5 pounds, lose 7 pounds. Yeah, I don't want to. Well, I mean, people can do artificial stuff on themselves, like, but that's very common. I don't get why that's so common. Like we all want that shit. Money's a very common one. Like people always want to purchase a new house, or save a certain amount of money. Like, why do we all have like same goals? Travel. We all want to travel. I'm not saying that it's not. They're not all negatives. I'm not trying to paint them all as negatives. I just wonder why we all like have the same thoughts. Like, are we programmed to be that way, or is it just part of life that they're just so blissful, or they feel so good that we just all want to be. We all want to attain that. I think it'd be the latter one. I think the ability or the chance to achieve something is awesome. Like the brain craves that, so we all want to. And if you make a change in your body, like, and it's for the better, like that feels so good. Or even your money, like when you do check like that account and it's positive, like that feels very good. It feels like you're doing life the right way, or at least that's my personal opinion. Obviously, I can't speak for everybody, but you know, I'll be feeling that way. Or when I buy myself something nice that I saved up for, that I held off on a couple of times, you know, that feels good. I kind of already talked about it, but what's an actionable thing we can do to achieve our goals or our, yeah, our goals? I think it's just giving yourself room to try. Like you gotta try all the time. Like I'm speaking to myself here entirely, just like I do on Twitter. I'm just talking out in the world to myself. But like you just gotta give yourself room to try and not expect results. Like not even like, oh, I want to try to, like me trying to make that sourdough bread. I can't expect it to be great. I shouldn't expect a taste. I should just expect to try. Like boom, once I achieve trying, like hell yeah, that's awesome. Now we can move to that next step in the goal, making a good sourdough bread. You know, I don't, or oh, I really don't like this. I want to make another type of bread, or whatever the case may be. Your goal can change, and I think that's positive too if your goal changes. Obviously, if you change it for the better opposed to the negative, why wouldn't it? And just like, all right, this is, I remember why I named the episode Kobe year. That was so bad, but uh, I remember him every offseason. People would talk about how he would just have an incredible work ethic. Like when I watch a whole bunch of videos, like actually yesterday I was watching the Paul George podcast. He's doing an interview on Gordon Hayward, and they were talking about their similarities in their careers. Both got drafted to a team that they knew very little of. They rode the bench for a while, or they climbed up the bench. They both had crazy things happen in front of them. Danny Granger got injured. Devin Williams got traded from the Utah Jazz. George Sloan, Paul Millsap and them were leaving. I'm pretty sure it's Paul Millsap. Damn, I shouldn't have said that name. No, now if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel like a dumb. I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna feel like a dummy. I said it. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking that way though publicly. You're gonna see my next episode. I won't do it again. But see, I'm not setting up myself for trying there. I think that's a bad goal. I won't do it next episode though. Yeah, I'm so stuffed up. I've been trying to breathe out this whole episode. Oh, just took a deep breath finally. But yeah, in the episode they were talking about, they kind of talked about the careers to the point where they both got introduced by Kobe, or they introduced themselves by Kobe. Like Gordon Hayward did after Kobe dropped 60 on him in one of his last games, or the last game I believe it was. At that summer, he hit up Kobe. That's a joke though, but he still got workouts with Kobe, and he developed a relationship with him. And when he was explaining how he built that relationship, he was just talking about how hard Kobe worked, how he was telling them stories about how he added tools to his game every summer, just trying to get better for the next year. And I think that should apply to regular life. Even if you feel like your last year was a tough one, or that you didn't do as great as you should have, or even if you don't think back in years and you just think about a little bit of your past, like weeks, months, whatever, there's tools that you develop even when it's not great to survive the not great. And not all the tools that you develop are going to be great. They're like habits really instead of tools. Some habits aren't that good for you, but others are good for you. And it's tough to wean those out in the moment, but when you reflect, or you should give yourself time to look back and build those tools, or build the habit up so that the negative ones fall off. Kind of like how Kobe would have during the summer. He would just work on this part of his game. He's gonna create a tendency. He's gonna like that shot. He's gonna feel good with that shot. So in a game, he's able to add that. When someone guards this one, he can go and attack that way. He can go and he can go get that basket that way. I think we should think about life that way a little bit. Sometimes that door we wanted open doesn't really open, and we have to find ways around it. It's tough to open that second door though sometimes, because if you give your, like what I was talking about earlier, like when you set a goal, if you set a goal like too far forward, like sometimes you're gonna miss opening the door. Like, you're gonna try to venture what's in the room. You're gonna try to see what's in there, but you haven't even opened the door yet. You know, like you gotta give yourself some time. Or even when you open the door, it might not be something that you like, so you got to be able to open up a next one too, or give yourself enough, tries. Not set yourself up for failure. Like if this one thing doesn't work, then fuck, I'm gonna die or whatever. Like that's a bad negative. That's a bad way of thinking about that stuff, because oftentimes doors are going to close in front of us. We just have to find another way, or reopen that door, force your way through. Some people do. I'm reading through the questions here, that's why I had a gap. Actually, let me drink some too. How did I see what I needed to do better last year? I'm not going to lie to you, I was lost in the sauce for a while last year, so I didn't do that great of a job in see what I needed to do better with my social life or my relationships. But in previous years, I wasn't that smart with my money, and I made some bad decisions. Where about a year and a half, like early last year, late 2022, I caught myself, and I was trying to build better habits with money, or trying to learn different ways to maneuver it, how to spend it and how to save it. That I think I developed a good habit there. I have automatic money. I have money going on to automatically to other accounts and stuff, and that sets me up for. I don't have to do a lot of work for it to. It kind of does itself. I just need to make the money work. That's pretty much all I have to worry about, and then my system will try to achieve that goal for me, or pretty much, or at least that's how I try to set up a lot of habits. I learned that from Atomic Habits, I think by James Clear. He says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So I try to apply that to, my morning routines. People make fun of me, like my cousins make fun of me because I like to do like moisturizing my face and exfoliating and using different creams and serums and stuff. I really like the idea of taking care of yourself that way. But I build my morning routine, and stuff like that, with stuff like that to make me feel better, so that way I'm able to take the day on in a better light. Sometimes I get lost in the sauce, and even while I'm doing that routine, I don't have a good mental space, so things fall through the cracks. But I at least am setting up a system where if I do these, I won't feel that. I don't think I'll have that bad of a day, or, I won't, whatever. I won't be that crazy today. I won't treat people that nutty. And so what I think I have to do better this year is create systems for myself. Oh man, yeah, multiple personality disorder. But set a system for myself, or for my different routines or different goals that I like to achieve. Set systems up for that, so that I can feel better about how I've done in the past. I kind of answer all my questions. What did you develop or better your tool? Yeah, really, it was just building a system with my money, so that way it goes to accounts where it does itself. Like, yeah, an example of what I did recently. Soon, man, I'm nutty right now. Pause. I keep saying nutty. That's crazy. Pause. I wasn't investing money at all recently, like at all. And I don't know if I've mentioned this here on the podcast or not, but I used to invest, and it paid out for me. And I just got lost in the sauce with life. And that I wasn't even really thinking about it. I know last year I bought a couple stocks because I knew they were gonna split. So, I'm not gonna lie, like that's why I bought those stocks. I I was not paying attention to that part of my finances. But then, like midway through December, late last year, almost all last year, I was like, yo, bro, like let's get back to investing. So I set up a reoccurring $10 weekly. So it's gonna invest $40 a month into a certain stock. I put an index fund. You don't have to do an index fund. You can spend those $10 however you like. I recommend that you don't go on YouTube. Just look up companies and things you're interested or things that you think would prevail in the future. Like what do you think is going to be popular in the future or in demand? And then look that up on Google, like public companies that do renewable energy. And I mean, not that big. I would put solar or wind or I don't know, with water. I'm not even gonna. I think it's hydronics though. I don't know. Saying that in my head and out loud, I'm pretty sure it's wrong, but that's what I think it is. And then you open up those, just click on those names and see how they, open up their website and figure out where you're gonna put your money. Because I hate to sound like that guy. Every penny is important, but in the stock market, I mean, a penny is not that important. But like it is okay. You can divide it up however you want in the stock market. So, but sometimes companies, people just put money in Ford, but Ford recently hasn't done anything. They're kind of losing their share of the market, with other cars. I mean, maybe, or I should say Ford as an example because I don't really know, but things like that. Just because it's a big name doesn't mean it's actually gonna make you money or that it's gonna be in demand in the future. Like Apple's in demand today, but remember BlackBerry and HTC and stuff? Like those were popping phones that nobody uses no more. So when you go and invest your money, there's a little luck to it, It's not all. It's kind of you're gambling. Whoever just saw me on the camera, yeah, it's a cupcake. I need this shit. I'm hungry as hell. Took a drink. But yeah, I started investing $10, and I'm gonna keep doing that for a while. $10 isn't that much money, and if I find myself in a situation where I need those $10, I probably shouldn't be investing. So that's a quick cancel. Now I wouldn't put like $50 or $100. You can, if you can spare that, but for us common folk, that's a whole lot of money. But you don't have to invest that much to make. This is a long-term play. This is not a short-term play. It's not fast money. It's long money. Blog talk. All right. I was trying to see earlier if I can share my screen. I can. I don't know if it's working or not. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to be posting this on, or whoever's watching, whoever's listening. I'm looking at the budget, or I'll just, I don't need to share the screen. I have this budget. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It is working. Yeah. As you can see, where you can literally just put your money in here. You can, how much you get paid hourly. Sorry, this is Plug Talk. I didn't even give this is Plug Talk. I'm plugging in my budget maker or whatever. Yeah. So the one bad part about this budget, or there's probably a whole bunch of bad parts. Sorry. The part that I struggle with, it was making the percentages in which they take from our sales tax. From our paychecks. This is an approximation for Connecticut too. So if you're listening somewhere else, sorry, bud. Or if you go back and listen to this, sorry, but you can change how much money you're gonna make. I'd say keep it in the same ranges. So like this one says $23, so I'd keep that around $23 because they take a little more in taxes. Not much, as you can see through the numbers, but it's just a little more. But you can change how much you make or how much that job will pay you, because this is good for comparison of jobs. That's what I created this budget for, really, which made me think about my money. But yeah, it tells you, it goes down. I mean, it tells you how much you're gonna make roughly throughout the year, month, or whatever. Then you can change if you're paying towards your 401k or if you have medical insurance or whatever. These are all numbers. One thing that I would recommend is that you, whatever number is negative, you actually, like, if they're taking it out of your account or you're taking it out of your account, put the negative sign in the document, because it'll turn red. And without it, these are all one big formula, or they're all kind of linked together. So please make your negatives, so that way if this works out for you, or it works out fine. But it automatically comes down here, and it breaks it down to how NerdWallet says you should divide your money. Obviously, you can change this. You can, well, this is all NerdWallet. So this is if you're looking for a budget. Sorry, you can't really change this. But if you're sick with it, you know how to change it. Here are your needs, your net needs, your net wants, your net savings, and on the next sheet here on the document, you can change how much you're paying. This is my personal stuff, so I'm gonna click out of that real quick. Actually, no. There's a drop down where you can hit your wants, needs. You can change it from category, because then it'll change in the first sheet. It'll change it to the correct numbers. And end the year books. A lot of companies do this where they take audit of where their money is, like currently. And I mean, if you run yourself like a little company, you'll be better with your money, technically, if you're a little stricter that way. So maybe a visual representation will help. But I'm going to plug that on the YouTube. I'm going to plug that on YouTube. I'm going to plug that on the Spotify link. I'm going to plug it anywhere. Wherever. And, you can play around with it and make it your own. Hopefully this helps y'all out. That's Plug Talk. And then a little back to sports. That's just me. Fourth quarter, throw them fours up. I know that's college football. Shout out. I know it's Kobe here, but throw those fours up. Mamba time. The reason why I thought about that is, like, when did your Mamba come out? Like, that's why I wore the snake shirt. Look at that. Not even intended. It's a Young Thirst shirt. But hey, Mamba time. Yes. My Mamba time last year was ringworm. Like, I was not having a good time. But I didn't even go to the doctors for a grip. But, like, I don't know. I was just not a good year. But I did something mentally, I don't know, that just, you gotta go, kid. Like, it's time. Like, right now. Kind of like how Kobe would take over fourth quarters, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the fuck it may be. I got that Mamba in me. I overtook those emotions and just, play with a broken arm. Frick it. I showed up to work every goddamn day, I could have not. Like, I could have called out. Like, I was looking bad. Like, my eyes were puffy as hell. But showed the fuck up. I'm a fucking baller. I'm Kobe. I'm not Kobe, but I'm Kobe. Oh, yeah. Favorite Kobe moment. Favorite Kobe moment was as a kid, because Drake ruined my real favorite moment. It was in the All-Star game, and Kobe and LeBron were going at it. And there was like fourth quarter possession. Kobe's going crazy. LeBron's finally defending him. And he hit him with the ISO. Fucking ISO. And, LeBron slapped the floor, and Drake stood up and clapped. People didn't get the camera. I mean, people didn't get the picture right. So, Drake's in all of them. But that's my favorite all-time Kobe moment, for real. I know it don't mean nothing, but exactly. Like, even in an All-Star game where it doesn't mean nothing, he's going to give you buckets. Like, it's go time. That's my favorite Kobe moment. A lot of people's favorite Kobe moments at 60 points in his career. A lot of people my age didn't watch the 81-point game, so yeah. That Boston Celtics series where he went crazy. I was still a Celtics fan, so it's not a favorite moment of mine. Kobe, you suck. Oh, every time kids throw a paper towel or something like that in a trash bucket, in a trash can, Kobe, wishing yourself good luck. But this is in closing. Make it your Kobe year. Fuck it. We ball. Fuck it. We ball. Put your shots up.